What's up, YouTube? Now, this is another update to my journey reselling random things on eBay. And guess what, y'all? We sold another item. Let's go. And it's a random item. It's not an action figure, so best believe this was all profit in my pocket. Yeah. And so these lugs basically were listed. I had it listed because these are some slip-on van wannabe lugs. I had these listed for like 11 bucks, and it's a bunch of views. I have like 18 views and like 3 watchers. So my eBay has been so slow. I decided to start reaching out to the watchers on my page and just give them an offer. And I kind of want the offers to be where they just want to just go with that offer and take it. And so I offered 3 people $7 for these. So I'm only making like $4.50, but that 4.50 is straight profit going in my pocket, and it frees up space. And on top of that, that profit will go into the money bank of that $74. And so I will have like almost $80 to spend on more things that I could sell, because it's important for me to have things to list because the stuff is not selling. I have 200 things listing. Nobody's coming to my page. Nobody's looking at my eBay stuff. The only way people are going to see my stuff is if I list more. I have to list more and keep listing, keep listing, keep listing. And hopefully I get to a point where people will constantly be coming to my page. But until then, I just got to keep listening. So I have to find space. I have to document everything. I have to start organizing stuff. I just have to start treating it more like a business instead of a hobby, because it's turning into a business for me, because I'm starting to see a little profit. But a lot of my time is being wasted going to the post office for little nickels and dimes. But that's okay. If that's what's going to build my eBay, that's what's going to build my eBay. But I noticed that it has taken a real slow, it just slowed up after I start, I posted it just depends on what you list, because I just sold those Nikes. Those sold really quick. These been on there for a long time, and I had to reach out to people and offer to get rid of these. So it's a challenge to just sell on eBay and just go on there and just look and just like, oh, nothing sold. No, you have to do more than that. You have to sometimes reach out to these customers and let them know, like, hey, I give you a good deal on these. These are not used, they're brand new. I just said somebody wore them because they're a little dirty on the bottom. But when I smell them and look at them, they're new. They just have a little dirt. So that's why I said worn once, because maybe they was worn once, but to be honest, these suckers are brand stinky new, and all I want is $7. So you be saving yourself a whole lot of money, because these probably go for like maybe 20. I don't know how much these go for. I'm not even gonna say how much these go for, but they're pretty cool. They're lugs, you know what I mean? They're brand new. They're just collecting dust here. They're taking up space and room. So now I have a little more space. You know what I mean? For some other shoes I might want to pick up for a couple bucks and maybe list them for 10, 20 bucks, like that's this whole hustle. I think shoes is selling pretty well, because this is maybe the third pair of shoes I have sold. I sold some Gucci's, I sold some Nikes. Now I just sold these lugs. I have some Vans listed. I want to list some more Vans. I have some Jordans listed. I'm thinking about listing some Nike Air Forces slash Air Forces slash Jordans. They're the eights. So they're the eights combined with the Air Force One. So I still got the original box for them. It's just beat up, and their size like eight, and the suede's a little messed up. But other than that, the bottoms look great. It's no color and all that. So I'm thinking about listing them for 50 bucks, and I'm hoping someone will want to give me 50 for them. You know what I'm saying? And that's just me getting rid of stuff in my closet that I probably will never wear again, just because it's just not my thing. I'm 40 years old now. I'm not going to be walking around wearing Jordans. I'm just going to wear Vans and Converse and just stuff like that. Stuff that I can afford. And, I'm not going to be wearing no fancy shoes, or even want a pair Jordans to go out, because if I'm going out, I want to have some Steve Maddens or just something a little nicer than um, Jordans, like some Lacoste or something. It's just I'm not into the Jordan hype no more. I grew out of it. I'm a grown man. I didn't think it would ever happen, but yeah, it did. I have some King Griffey Juniors as well, but I don't think I'm gonna let go of those King Griffey Junior ones because I just appreciate those. And now they're the twos. I mean, I believe they're the twos, yeah, because the ones are the ones with the strap and all that. I just have the regular ones with the gray, with the white, with the green. That's just those colors are just sick. That color scheme. But I do have an Oakland A's jacket and an Oakland A's hat. I'm thinking about listing. I have a patch jacket that has Jeff Hamilton patch jacket. I paid $500 for in like the early 2000s, like 2004. I maybe wear it like twice or three times, so it's almost a practical brand new jacket, and it's taking up a lot of space in my closet. And I don't see much selling on eBay. I see them on there, but people really is like lowballing people on there. I don't see them selling for much, so I'm like, I'm gonna, no matter what, lose. I thought I could make some money off of that, but if not, maybe someone will appreciate it more than it just sitting in my closet. You know what I'm saying? And I just don't really have the space. I want to buy more horror stuff for my closet. You know, want to start buying more things to sell on eBay. So I kind of need that room for like 5 or 6 more shirts I could have listed on there. You know what I mean? If I could find stuff for like $2, $3, $4, yeah, I could maybe sell them for 10 and make 7 off that 10 and basically make $3 or $4 profit. You know, that's just how I see it because I'm not looking at it as seeing making big bucks selling t-shirts for $20 because I have stuff listed for like 18 and it's not gonna go like that. So I'm gonna end up having to drop the price on some things that I have listed on eBay and I'm gonna have to just eat it and just make my money back or lose $1. You know what I mean? But as long as I'm making most of my money back and getting close to there, where I could go spend this money and make some more money on eBay because I only see my future on eBay is if I continue to list and list and list and list. And the only way I'm going to do that is if I sell and sell and sell and sell and be able to flip my money. So I'm just trying to figure out a way how I can navigate eBay without just totally losing and just putting more into it than me. I might as well just make my own business from the ground, if that, because eBay, I'm not making shit, to be honest. You know what I'm saying? Like, they take so much money, and then not just, they should be listing your stuff because you're a seller on there. They should be listing your things for you without, they should be promoting your stuff without charging you for promotion. Your things should be want to be sold. They should want to sell your stuff because they make money off of us. But I don't know what they're doing. If they literally like let just promoted our stuff, or even be like, okay, for the first free month, we're gonna promote your stuff, and after that, it's gonna be 13%, and if it sells, yeah, or just something like that, because stuff don't always sell. So maybe they could be like, okay, for a week, we're gonna promote all your stuff. It just they should have something more for us that are the resellers, the people that are on eBay selling. I won't call myself a reseller because I'm not buying a bunch of stuff and reselling it. I'm just buying the little things here and there and I'm just selling it and trying to make a couple extra bucks. And if not that, I'm just buying stuff for cheap and just trying to get it to another person for a good price. You know what I mean? Where they're not spending top dollar. And that's just the game of this eBay. It's a hustle, it's a grind. And I'm having fun on this grind, but I get discouraged when I'm listing a bunch of things and not one thing selling. Usually I list a bunch of things and someone will find my page and basically will go through it and and buy something they see on there. That's what I feel like happens because usually when I'm listing all these things is when people start recognizing and buying other things. It's not like the stuff is selling what I'm listing at that moment, but my page is getting seen and people are going coming across it, but it's only happening when I'm listing stuff. And that's where stuff gets tricky because I have 200 things listed. And in those 200 things, everything's scattered around. I have some stuff back here. I have some stuff under my bed. I have some stuff over here. I have some stuff in my shed. And so I know where everything is at now, but if I keep listing, I just have to put it all in one spot. So what I need to do is get a dump truck or one of those big dumpsters things, get rid of all this old stuff and just furniture and stuff that we have for years that just been here, and basically have all these sheds that are full of crap actually available for me to run my store. One of my sheds, the ground is falling apart. And so on one side, it's the middle is holding up, but both of the sides are almost collapsed. So I'm just using the middle of it, and so really I have so much room in my backyard. I could just get another shed and have it for that. But all that costs money. And you know what I mean? But it'll make it way more comfortable. But I would have to spend money out of my pocket to do all that, and it's worth it if this journey is going to be like this. But I need to make some more bucks, and for me to do that, I need to just continue to grind and just do it how I am. And basically, I just need to find some space, and I just need to work with what I have, and I have the space. I just need to clean stuff out and get rid of a bunch of things that are basically garbage, and that's just from years and years of just tossing stuff and just hiding it instead of taking it to the dumpster and just getting rid of it. You know what I mean? And once I do that, I'll feel a lot more comfortable with buying and purchasing bigger items or just stuff that's you know what I mean? I just need to find the time to go to a flea market and actually see what's out there and basically score when to score and basically know when to spend is when people are basically desperate and selling stuff for cheap instead of going to basically dealing with people that are basically hustling just like you are. You know what I mean? You could tell the difference on the people because the numbers are just there. When you hear someone's trying to sell video games for $2.50, $3 to $5, you're not winning. But if you hear someone sell, 50 cents to a dollar for each game, buy them all, that's how you know people are trying to get rid of all of it all at once. And that's what I kind of want to hit for is those kind of people because sometimes that's where you come up on shit. Just buy everything. You buy everything, go back, list all that shit, and then make your money back, and you only spend like $50. And I hope I do run into garage sales and stuff like that. But I got to get my stickers for my car. So it's just a whole bunch of just little stuff I'm running into, and I'm working on everything. I'm slowly getting my car fixed. I just fixed two problems with it that cost me about 400. But if I would have went to the shop, it probably would have cost me 1,000 or a little bit more than that. So I saved a lot of money, even though it's kind of ghetto work. But it's okay. I'm gonna deal with it in the long run. And so now I have the opportunity to basically take my car to a shop and get the Cadillac converter fixed. So after that, I could take it to a smog shop, get it smogged, and then I have my stickers and I feel comfortable going to garage sales anywhere because I'm completely legit. I'm legit, but I'm not legit because I have paid for my stickers, but I have not received my stickers because my car will not smog because it's not uh, uh, California drivable. You know what I mean? Until I get that Cadillac converter in, then it'd be California legit. And after that, then I will be able to get my full freedom without having to worrying about getting stinky tickets. They won't tow my car, but they will give me a ticket, and I will have to show up to different. And if it's in another county, it's just a headache to having to deal with this kind of stuff. But yeah, these are really awesome. Especially if I like put some little stuffing in them and what's it called? These will be presented really nice, but I'm just gonna stick them in the box like this. I have some, what's it called? And so this is the thing too. I'm about to take a vacation from work. At work is where I get my paper, my boxes from, and all that. I just, work with stuff and just take boxes home and all that because right now I don't have the sources to spend money on boxes. So I'm just going to take advantage of all the free stuff I could get. But I have a whole 11 days off. And those 11 days, I'm going to be trapping on eBay. And guess what? I'm not going to be able to get the stuff that I'm going to be able to get. So in these next 3 days, I think I'm going to be taking stuff slowly to my house and just putting it in my shed just to have the stuff for backup. And when I do sell stuff, I'm just going to run through that stuff, because I'm scared that the stuff in my trunk is going to disappear. But that's if I even get any sales. But my plan is to clean out a bunch of stuff in here because in the back of here, I have a bunch of stuff I need to list. It's behind all this stuff. So I need to get to it. So once I get to that, I'll feel more comfortable with listing this stuff. And I just got to get everything organized and together. So in those 11 days, a few of these days, I'm going to be getting my stuff together. You know what I mean? I have to. I just got to get everything right and tidied and free up space and buy totes and all that so I could start purchasing more things. And I kind of have an eye of what I'm looking for is stuff for freaking cheap. Plain and simple. But yeah, if you enjoy watching my journey reselling random stuff on eBay, including action figures, well, go give this video a like and go subscribe to my channel. And if you haven't talked about it or if you want me to recognize your channel, go give me a comment so I could click on who you are and go subscribe back to you and go like all your stuff because I love to do that kind of things. But YouTube is a little harder to socialize with if you're not on YouTube on a laptop. I'm on my phone. That's just how I am going to be on here for a while. Until I go back to school, that's when I'm going to be back on a laptop, and that's when I'm going to start taking YouTube a little more seriously because I would have to be making less videos. It's just going to be better content because I don't have the time and I'm just going to be focusing on just less stuff, and what can I do? Because the algorithm is not liking when I'm pushing this stuff out anyway quickly. It's not building my channel up. So why am I going to work so hard for it? I'm just going to make one nice video and edit it really well and get it to y'all. And that's just how it's going to be for this next year coming up, starting in August. You know what I mean? Because I do have school and I have to manage my time wisely. So Instagram and YouTube is things I'm going to have to not be able to be on here so often like I am right now. So I'm just trying to be on here as much as I can, pushing it out. And it's not the best content, but what it's decent. You know what I mean? It's decent because I have a few followers, I have a few subscribers. So yeah, I appreciate all y'all. So have a good one. Keep it spooky, peeps.